badboy 220, and I'm here to continue my review of Nightmare on Elm Street series. We are currently up to Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4. This was one of my all-time favorite ones. I know I've said that through Dream Warriors, but I gotta admit, this one I think this one tops Dream Warriors because it actually shows someone actually fist fighting with Freddy. Not using their brains, but a person actually gained the strength to face Freddy head on. But I do have some complaints about it though, like the Dream Warriors. Many people say this, and it's probably true, but the Dream Warriors get killed off way too freaking easily. I mean, I sure Kid actually put much more of a fight, but I'll get that when I get to it. The movie opens up when we see Christian, now played by Tuesday Night, who appears in her another nightmare. Then we see like a little girl on the sidewalk, like she's just kind of drawing something, chalk. Then she goes into the house where Faye lives. She's looking around. It looked like a nuke went off in the house. And she calls Joey Kincaid, and Kincaid returns as Ken Sagos, and I cannot remember Joey's real name. If you can remember, let me know. And they're all angry because Kristen thinks Freddy's coming back, and they're yelling at her that he isn't. They show the boy that Kincaid's dog, ironically named Jason. I don't know if no one ever said that, but probably they'll play to Friday the 13th. Well, the dog comes out and clamps onto Kristen's arm, and they all wake up. The next morning, we see Kristen driving, and I didn't know Kristen had a license. We get introduced to the real protagonist of this movie, Alice Johnson, played by Lisa Wilcox. Now, Alice is quite frankly my favorite character of all time. She is Freddy's greatest opponent. She is the only person to survive 2 encounters with Freddy. The second encounter I will get into next time, my next review. But we see Springwood High. Yes, Springwood High. Cause nothing ever goes wrong there. Kid and Joey bump into Kristen at her locker, and they want her to stop bringing her into their dreams. Joey said they'll talk later, and they do. That night, Kid falls asleep. He finds himself woken up, and he's in the same junkyard where the guy from the last movie buried Freddy. And he kicks the trunk open. He gets out, and then we see his dog like piss fire. That's awesome, by the way. That's kind of hurt. What do you think about that? That's actually kind of hurt. Then we see like this big old crater or something. We see bones like realigning, flesh reappearing. The girl head busts in the flame, and the glove comes out. And Kincaid's like, "Run, you idiot! Run!" So Kincaid, that's the smart thing. He starts running. Freddy's like looking around. You should have buried me. I'm not dead. It's good. Freddy's looking around. Kincaid like topples like 20 cars on top of him. He jumps down, starts celebrating, and all the lights are going out. Cars are going flunky, and he starts running. But Freddy traps him like in the barrage of cars. He's like, "Kristen! Freddy's back!" What's that gonna do? Yeah. So Freddy comes out of nowhere, grabs the guy by the shirt, takes his hand, and just starts ripping right in his gut. Or I'm not really sure which one he had there, so I forget it. And then we're on to Joey. Now, don't get me wrong, Joey's not a great character, but he's a bit of a dumbass. Now, here's what I mean. In the last movie, Joey got tricked by a nurse. Yeah, Freddy and drag. This time is basically the same thing, except there's a swimsuit model in this poster. Joey has his headphones on. He's reading. He's watching TV. Next thing we see some sort of model. How his poster comes underneath his waterbed. He's like, if you see a model in your waterbed, that'd be freaking awesome. But you see Freddy, the Freddy busted right out. Instead of getting off the bed like a genius would, the moron stands there and Freddy drags him down to the bed, which is kind of reminiscent about how Glenn's character was killed off in the original Batman. So Joey's like thrashing around. Freddy's like, "How's this for a wet dream?" Starts slashing him. Joey's fighting him off best he can. And then later that night, his mom walks in and yanks the covers off him. And we see under the waterbed. There's no way the waterbed can get detached. You think you want to ask how your son got in there, lady. So we see Kristen sitting at the fountain next to their school. Alice comes talk to her. She's the one who Kiki and Joey are. She's getting worried, so he's gonna go to class. She walks in, she Joey's Kiki's teeth are missing, and she's like, she clunks her head. She clunks her head pretty good. She falls down like. Then she realized her worst fears have been realized. Freddy's back, bitch. He seems like has some sort of needle or something like drawing blood. She wakes up. She walks off. Her boyfriend Mick, who's actually Alice's brother, drives her to the restaurant Alice works, so Joey and Kay were dead. And they actually, her, Kristen, Rick, who was his brother, and a boy that asked us a question on Dan, all drive to Freddy's house. So Rick tells Dan the story about Freddy that Chrissy told him. That Chrissy's mom shows up. She's like, "Get away from that house!" Blah blah blah. She drives off. They drive off. With either they're eating. Chris's mom has been doping her with sleeping pills. Yeah, sleeping pills. What kind of sick mother? So she starts yelling. So she starts yelling at her mother. She's like getting drowsy. She's walking upstairs. She's getting it. She passes out on the floor. She's tried. I was told earlier that you gotta control your dreams. That you gotta dream something fun. She does that. She dreams herself on the beach, but she meets a little girl called Alice, and I won't give anything away, but I don't even know what that means either. So then Freddy comes like jaw start. Kristen tries to run, she gets sucked in the sand. Freddy puts on a pair of sunglasses, starts pushing her down with her foot and laughing at her. Like every time Charlie starts laughing at her. Oh! So Kristen finds herself in the boiler room again. She goes face to face with Freddy. So Freddy starts taunting her to use the power to bring her new friends in. Kristen accidentally brings Alice in. Alice was like, where am I? Kristen starts shaking her, starts slapping her silly. Then Freddy's like, fresh meat. Kristen runs at him, trying to lunge at him. Freddy picks up at the claw and hawks her into like a furnace. And Kristen like sticks out her hand like that. And like gives Alice her power. But first it like goes through Freddy or something. I have no idea how that works. Alice wakes up. Her and Rick went to Kristen's house. And they basically find a room on fire. She has a cigarette in her hand, so She caught on fire. It looks like she caught on fire, and the next day we see Alice like watching an old video of like some sort of vacation or something. I don't know. It's makes her feel good. She starts telling Rick about a dream. Rick is like Rick, of course, being the impatient moron, and he is. He doesn't believe her at first, and then the next day, as like a test at school, she sees her friend. She falls asleep. She actually brings her friend Sheila, who's an asthmatic. She has asthma. So we see next thing we see Freddy like she like sees her test like blood and some mechanical hand pops in and starts trying to yank her in. Looks like tug of war with it. Then Faye shows up to the desk. He's like cutting an apple. He's all cool and collecting. He's eating an apple. He's like takes off because he wants to suck face. Then like lays one on and starts sucking the air right out of her. Which is actually kind of cool if I think about it. So in the real life, when you wake up, it looks like she's having an asthma attack. She dies. And Alice tries to help, but next thing we know, she gets like blown backwards from some mysterious force. Alice again tries to tell the friend about Freddy, but they're not saying anything. The next day, we see Rick and Dan in the gym. That night, we see Dan and Alice kind of bonding as she tells Dan about Faye's origin, about how he was a child mother and how Faye might need need her to get the new kids. The next day, after gym class or something, Rick falls asleep while he's on the toilet. He gets like into this weird dojo where he has to fight Faye. He actually does a pretty decent job of it. Faye's invisible starts slapping the crap out of him. So Rick like uses his other senses to karate kick him. And I like Rick. Rick's a pretty cool character. He has a great talent, great martial arts. But the way he died is just uncalled for. We see Faye's glove on the ground. His blood possibly starts. Oh, he gets stabbed right in the gut. He falls down. Alice wakes up. She's screaming top of lungs. The windows break. At Rick's funeral, Alice has another daydream. Where Rick comes out of his coffin like, "Hello, baby." I love that line. I don't know why. I just do. She decides to tell herself no more daydreams. So her, Dan, and their friend Debbie make a plan to meet up. That night, we see that Alice is actually gaining the powers and abilities of our friends. She takes Rick nunchucks and starts, like, just master them like Rick does. She tries to sneak. She grab her dad won't let her, so she sneaks out. Then next we see Debbie in the house. She's like lifting Barbara. We see Faye's face in one of the Barbara metal. It's like pushing. He takes. This whole time, Dan and Alice are like stuck in a time loop or something. Faye's arms he pushes down the double, so her arms like pop off and like little bug tentacle thing come out. Well, she's afraid of bugs. I don't think I said it earlier, which I apologize for. And she like runs down the hallway with bug arms coming out. She slips and her face gets stuck in this little glue thing. She pulls up. She's a cockroach. She's a cockroach. Faye's like, next thing she sees the roach hotel, he's like, and Faye delivers the coolest one lines right here. You can check in, but you never check out. He crushes it with his bare hand. Then we see Alice like do the same thing she does on Earth as that like pop backwards. Then we see Faye in the streets like nah 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 nah. Alice drives the truck with full speed on him and returns to the line post. Dan is seriously injured, of course, and he's taken to the hospital. They try to put him under, and he's trying to find out. He's trying to say no, Alice, which Alice is gets the baddest preparation thing. She's like giving up. She's putting like this little chain, this little punk bracelet thing on. One out jeans, a belt. She got Rick's karate headband. She's all prepared. She's taking pictures off a mirror. Then back in the hospital, Dad falls asleep. We see Kruger standing above him. It ain't Dr. Seuss! She starts screaming. I was jumps right through the mirror. Karate Kid style. And, she helps Dan out. We see this rotating room thing, like in a fun house. He starts spinning the room around. They crash into a church. Then Dan gets injured, and I think Alice wears him out. They has to wake him up. Have to wake him up. They never explain that. Faye pops out. Welcome to Wonder World, Alice. And they start fighting. And the fight scene is awesome. Alice is like punching him and kicking him, getting everything she has. And Faye's just taking it, laughing at her. Say, bring it. She's punching, kicking, slapping, punch, kick, punch, and nothing. Doesn't even phase him. A favorite that she may got, but the souls give him all the power he needs. So we find out that Alice's little prayer. She's thinking about the Dream Master the entire movie. She has like a prayer. She holds up a mirror and forces Freddy to see the evil inside of him. All his victims literally come out of his body and start ripping him to shreds. All Christians, all of Alice's friends' spirits come out of Freddy and they're like, "Thank you," and they fly off. And at the end, we see Alice's dad walking through the park. They're in a loving relationship. They're happy. Alice makes a wish in the park. Makes a wish. We see Faye's face and dun dun dun. Is there gonna be a sequel? We all know there's gonna be a sequel, which I will get to next time. And they walk off. Now, Dream Master is not as good as Dream Warriors, but it's not bad. It continues the story of, and it's the story of Freddy, and it shows a person who actually fought Freddy back, who actually sealed them up for good. So they thought. And Freddy, Alice is awesome. But here's the thing, after Dream Child, they never mention her again. They never say what happened to her. Now, I actually read some stuff about this. It said that in Faye's dead and the dog Alice is actually killed off by Faye, but they kind of dropped that idea. And there are millions and millions of books out there that says stuff about Alice. But I want to thank you for listening to my review, and I have more up in no time.